Well, I've been a weaver, fiber artist, mixed media person since I had my first sort of lucky occurrence, and I got a free loom in 1969 at college at Michigan State University, and went down to Detroit and got it and hauled it back to East Lansing and set it up in the dining room of a house we lived in off campus and started fooling with it, and everything grew from there. So for 50 years I've been working with weaving, either fiber based or mixed media based. I've woven wood, and now I weave aluminum pretty much exclusively. I went through a period of dyeing silk and then weaving wood in it, continuing the woodworking thing. So it was really a mixed media thing still. And then I would say around 2008 or 9, after the financial crash of 2008, fiber lost a lot of its perceived value. People thought it looked great, but they felt like it was going to get dirty, fade, wear out. And after the crisis of 2008, they wanted more permanence. So I thought I need to weave something that has at least the perceived feeling of the customers that it's more permanent. So I started thinking, like, what could I weave that wasn't fiber, that couldn't be, fade or, beaten by bugs or fall apart. And I thought about Tyvek and plastic and other type of flat materials. And then aluminum, comes in all sorts of sizes and thicknesses and availabilities for temper. And I thought, this might work pretty good. It's going to be a little tricky to figure out how to get colors and paint to stick to it. But it seemed like a good idea. So I went down to the local, Lowe's or Home Depot and bought some flashing like you put on your house, and some spray paint, and started painting it and cutting it up with scissors, and saw how that went. And it quickly led me to that I need a little bit different qualities in the aluminum. So I found a company up in Ohio that helped me with what was available and how it could be cut and how you could treat it to accept most of the normal paints and be permanent and not chip or flake off. And just sort of did some experimenting on that. And so basically a weaving is like 2 layers. So you hand paint 2 sheets of aluminum very similarly, but not exact. And then you cut them into strips in opposite directions and weave them together. Pretty basic concept. You kind of let the painting and the design do its job, and the weaving do its wondrous transformation of the images into something that looks way more than a combination of the 2 sheets. One of the curious problems, or actually good and bad things about weaving aluminum, is you can't weave it perfectly in either direction. It spreads out because you can't butt it up to itself perfectly. So every time you lay a strip into your other strips, you're losing about a 1/16 to even up to an 1/8 of an inch. So your design starts elongating, not only spreading in the side direction, but elongating seriously in the long direction. So even if you tried really hard to make 2 images the same, you'd have a hard time making them look the same in the weaving. When I moved to West Virginia in '73, I lived in a couple of tar paper shacks, and had to find a new place. And I lived for 20 some years farther out in the country on 60 acres. It was an old farmhouse. I built a 24 by 24 foot studio there. And that's where I did a lot of my work from the 70s to the early 90s. I built this studio that I'm sitting in now in 1994. It's on 6 acres, right on the town-county line outside of Abingdon, Virginia. This building is 3,600 square feet with 2 floors, 1,800 square foot each. I had a wood shop. I have a complete furnished executive apartment downstairs. The top floor here, which is 1,800 feet. At one time, I had 9 looms in this space. You know, I've changed it throughout the years to be more functional in terms of what type of weaving and what my challenges were and what I was going to make. It's got a huge bank of north-facing windows that are 4 feet wide and 6 feet tall, so tons of natural northern light. I've got a 40-foot table to work on here, 4 feet wide, where I do a lot of my painting and where I dyed all my yarns for years. It's got 20-foot ceilings, great acoustics. My gallery here is very nice, shows the work well, is well lit professionally and open by appointment. So it's great for creative inspiration and a great showcase to allow you to live among your work in a very refined space. Growing up, you know, with a lot of other artists and craftspeople, was a remarkable lifestyle, and that goes a long ways to making you feel like you belong to a member of a community and a group of people that had a vision, stuck with it, went through good and bad times, and you know, all came out at the end with better people, better accomplishment. So it was that was a really exciting process from that standpoint. As far as the work itself, I've always gone to museums. I've always looked at the history of artists and the accomplishment in all areas of art, and tried to discover a sensibility of vision and dedication to quality and creativity, you know, that I think is present in all artists, whether or not they become famous or how accomplished they become. One thing that I've done through this whole 50 years is I didn't stay real long in one place. I might have worked one idea for a while, but I added other ideas to it as I was going along. You still have to pay the bills and feed the cats. So, you know, like I said, it was a bit of a job and endeavor. I mean, I did it to make a living, and I did it to be independent and to be creative. Hi, this is John Gunther. I'm here at my weaving studio gallery in Abingdon, Virginia. It's Gunther Contemporary Weaving Designs. And if you want to see my work at my website, go to guntherweavings.com and enjoy the work. Thank you.